Sheep. Good morning, I have my coffee at hand and I'm about to go check on our new bees. Yep, that's right. Since we saw that swarm a couple of weeks ago on our tree, we have been frantically trying to get some bees. We ended up being put on the local swarm list, which means that when someone lets the club know that they have a swarm in their garden, you get called up to try and catch it. And so that's exactly what we did. A local lady here in the area that's in charge of a lot of community events actually had a huge swarm of bees right in her garden. And so last night, Sam and I spent our Friday night a little bit differently than we had expected, and her garden was absolutely beautiful. So let me share with you guys us getting our bees.
Temperature where they'll start to chill out and go in, and then we'll just be coming back.
A lot of them, it seems, are still underneath the hive. I'm wondering if that means that the queen maybe didn't make it inside after all, or they're all just a little silly. So it's funny because it seems like if you want to be a beekeeper, you literally have to jump into the deep end and catch your own swarm. It's almost like you're showing the bees that you're brave enough to look after them, and that's exactly what I had to do, which was actually really fun. And I feel terrible because Jock, who's the neighbor that was helping me catch the bees, he's caught 5 or 10 swarms before, but he ended up getting attacked by some of the bees. Even Sam got bitten on the neck, and through it all, surprisingly, didn't get bitten once. So my track record of not having a bee sting still stands, but I feel like surely one day these ladies are going to get quite angry at me. I'm gonna do something wrong and I'll probably get my first bee sting. So you and I are about to go on that journey together. We're so excited to have bees on our property, to make our own honey, our own candles. It's going to be incredible, and I already know there's going to be so much that I'm going to learn just from looking after them. So incredible. I hope they enjoy being here with us. It's kind of cool that we have to do this because we kind of get to capture it on camera now without feeling like, oh, do we try to get footage or do we just do it? It's all right. If I get stung, like, it's all good. these guys, that was an adrenaline-filled journey. I had to sit down for a moment to catch my breath, and I think I'm still recovering. But they were really nice and calm. Again, no stings yet. They're coming, I know it, they're coming. But they're already calming down now and going into the hive. They're happy, they're where they should be. And it seems like our swarm is just big enough that it needs 2 boxes on top of each other and 16 frames, which means honey sooner. So I have been given a lot of oranges directly from our town from a local lady who we collected our bees from. And these are Seville oranges, which are bitter oranges, perfect for canning and making jams and marmalades. And she's given me her recipe, so that's what I'll be having a go at. This isn't even all of them, you guys. There are so many oranges and I'm so excited to give it a go. As you saw, there's still so many oranges left, so I'm going to actually candy some of them, and that way they can be both Christmas decorations and also really delicious in both teas, the same way that I use my lemons, as well as just for eating. What I'm doing now is sprinkling all the oranges with a bit of sugar on both sides. I don't want to go crazy with the sugar because I just don't really like really sweet things, and the less sugar the better, so I'm going to sprinkle them all, toss them around, and the sugar's actually going to caramelize as these dehydrate and turn delicious and candy-like. So my orange slices have been sitting in the liquid amount that has been suggested, and now it's time to add some sugar and turn this into a marmalade. This is batch number 1 and I've already got plans for all of them.
Hey guys, we're in for a very cool afternoon. The week of rain that we've been dealing with has finally abated, which is awesome because we've been postponing putting the sheep out onto pasture until that all passed, because it was literally 2 weeks of rain, which is really awesome, but we've been pretty antsy to get these guys out. So today's job is setting up the new fence system. We're going to train them to it, so we'll give them 24 hours in their pen with it so they get the idea. Hey guys, we're at the point now where they're eating out of our hands. It's awesome. Makes me happy. Didn't take them long at all. That is our new fence setup. So all of my experience with electric fences has been with the netting setup, which you saw with the pigs and with the chooks. This time we're going with something different. And we're going to test it out and see how it matches up to the kind of systems that we're used to. Having said that, I'm a complete beginner when it comes to this kind of fencing, so we'll see how that goes. It's not quite as plug and play as the poultry netting. Let's see if I can figure out the intricacies of an electric fence first go, shall we? It took me a little bit, just because with how fiddly it is, but ultimately it came together pretty quickly, which is a really good sign. I feel like once I've got like a system down for which way these little pegs go, then that'll make the whole thing a lot easier. But essentially, I've got the cable coming obviously out of here. I'll be attaching the energizer right here. It'll be running down, zigzagging all the way down. And then here is where I'm going to put the, oh yeah, that's fine. Cool, so the idea is that
the electricity does the loop all the way around, and then it comes up here, hits the grounding rod, goes into the ground, and then up this metal pole, which is the grounding rod for the energizer, into the energizer. So then we've got a full loop. So I should be able to hook this up now.
Keyword should. I'm gonna go get my tester, switch this on, and make sure that the loop is doing what it's meant to be doing. Because if that's the case, then I am confirmed in what I need to do to set up the fence in the paddock. That's really weak, 1.8. That's nowhere near enough. That's not gonna stop anything from doing anything. What's happening up here? It is working. It is perfectly fine. All the wires are live, but the fence is only putting out like 1.8, 1.9. But it also means that the energizer's not doing, the energizer's not kicking. Why isn't it kicking?
It's been a really fun day on the homestead today. More fun than I expected it to be. We are so busy at the moment with so many new animals and creatures on the property, and we're just kind of chipping away at things. The only thing we had planned for today is to get the electric fence into the sheep pen to get them trained on it, but then it ended up being a bit of a mission to get the bees right into their box and then get another one on top. We had our wooden trellis actually fell apart during the winds and the rains that we had, so Sam fixed it and put it back together. And now we're actually angle grinding another fence to give more access to us on this property, and also to make moving the sheep onto the pasture either tomorrow or in the next couple of days so much easier as well. So things are just kind of happening organically, and it's been so much fun.
No more stepping over fences. So another job we've got to deal with at some point is knocking down all these trees. So I met a neighbor about and asked him about this graded spot, because he's got a bulldozer, and I assumed he was the one that did this. Turns out he was. This gravel is bluestone, and it's just full of minerals. And he's put this bluestone in a couple of places on the property, and wherever he's put it, trees have just popped out of the ground like a plague. And that's what's happened here. This is not, like, you can't even see down the end of the road. It's just so, it gets so dense. Like, that should be straight through to sky. You can't see anything. So this is exciting, and we're gonna get the sheep in here. Nice and shady throughout summer. Perfect.